There you go, guys. Short break, and suddenly we're back for Maincast Winter Brawl actually to commence again. Modus Unity versus FlyToMoom, best of 3. Modus Unity, they're like, please, sir, please, can we please have small break? And FlyToMoom, they're like, no, you filthy stinking losers. You came. Nah, I'm kidding. that's what I said. And they told me to stop talking in the chat, but no, Modus Unity defy the odds, bet the popular Dendy stack, and now they're here with a bigger challenge, Liz, because these guys. I mean, they also stomped MR. I'd say they stomped MR a little bit harder than Modus did today.
No, they definitely played well, super well versus MR yesterday. They won versus them. And now they have to face Modus Unity that also won, so we'll see. I think, you know what the difference is? FlyToMoom and these guys that are playing in this current stack, they all know each other. They've played together before. While MR, they're kind of fresh. It's Dandy stack. It's a fresh stack. FlyToMoom, they've been playing together forever. You have Slayer. You have Always Wanna Fly and Iceberg. They're from the first iteration of FlyToMoom, more or less. So, and they pick like that. They instantly pick like that. Treant Phantom Lancer. This reminds me of FlyToMoom. What 1-2 years ago?
Yeah, back when they had Silent on the team, and also you see Treant so powerful at the moment. I don't think we've seen a single game where Treant was picked by the team that they've lost. I think he has a 100% win rate so far in this tournament.
10 seconds remaining.
And 100%.
Hero.
I think he's a 100% pick ban as well.
I mean, you can't say it's just a broken hero.
Well, you can.
But 3 is definitely up there. 3 is definitely up there. This guy is just amazing. He got even nerfed, but the only thing that changed about this is what happened. They buffed up the mana cost of Leech Seed. And like we saw yesterday, everyone just started taking the first spell, the Bramble, instead. And that's it. And you bring 1 extra mango to the lane. That does affect you a little bit because you can start with some builds like Orb of Venom plus Ring of Protection and something like that. You can't have armor and hit hard anymore. But he's still 3. He's still very strong. Yeah, he's still very strong on 5.
Like, in a lot of ways, this feels better. The thing about old Tree was it really became kind of ridiculous when you got the root talent, right? Whereas this iteration of Tree is a lot more powerful in the laning phase and free 10. Oh, Rubik, the response. That Modus have chosen pretty defensive supports in this game.
Yeah, Rubik and Lich, definitely very defensive. But their Rubik did play really well in that first game, so we'll see if he can perform the same way versus FlyToMoom. But their supports, like you said, are very defensive. They do bring quite a lot of control. You have Lich with the gaze, you have Rubik with an instant lift. Oh, Treant plus Phoenix.
Oh, this is our time, all right? We're back for more Maincast brawling. Last time we saw this regularly was actually back when Maincast was doing the Orb Brawl, right? When this combo was in full bloom as the 4-5.
Yeah, it was last autumn or something like that. It was when Alliance was it Alliance? Yeah, it was when Alliance boys were picking it. Well, now Liquid boys. They were doing Treant plus Phoenix so often. Phoenix in this game already has absolutely no counters, like no heroes that can mess with his egg. You don't have TA isn't really great. Also, you have Fire Spirits versus TA that can mess her up. Underlord gets
Definitely
damaged
doesn't.
quite. Yeah, definitely doesn't hit that egg hard, and definitely gets quite messed up by the Sunray. FlyToMoom, I love this. I love this draft so far from them. However, Underlord at the same time can prove to be very difficult to deal with in the lane versus the PL.
Yeah, I think the thing I'd like to see with FlyToMoom's next pick is something that's like a long duration stun, so that when you start these fights, there we go. Because if Underlord gets his ultimate off, they just escape the combo, right? But if you lock him down and bleed his mana, his team should die pretty convincingly in these fights.
I like this bet. I'm just wondering where it's gonna be. It can be offlane bet. It can also be mid versus TA. You can win that lane versus her quite easily. To most likely will be on off, but I mean it's general. You're playing with him, but it also could be mid. And they don't have last pick, but it should be their mid as their last pick anyway.
You have some flex as well. Like I've seen some teams that like running PL mid, for example. And it's not terrible against the TA and would dodge the Underlord lane.
Yep, but let's be real.
It's
gonna
probably,
be,
yeah, it's going to be a safe lane.
if PL dodges safe lane, it will be on the side lane, on the off lane. I doubt that he'll go mid. But as you said, PL back in the day was picked even mid very often.
Yeah.
There were some heroes like you would pick PL versus Arc Wardens versus Invokers, and it's very strong on that lane versus them.
Yeah, I was thinking against TA it's not bad as well, right? Because you can doppelganger early, just burst the refraction charges down, and then TA can't trade. So there's options, and
But
you can't really stick TA on an outer lane if you try and dodge that.
But let's look at Modus Unity. I think what this FlyToMoom, they were basically watching that last game. And when they opened up their draft, they picked Treant and Phantom Lancer. That's literally saying, go pick Drow if you dare. Because PL is one of the best heroes to play versus Drow. So they didn't ban it, but they picked the PL. And now Modus Unity, they have an option to pick it. But if they do, they're setting themselves up for a rough time. So if you're Modus Unity, I believe you're thinking about heroes that actually can deal with Batrider. And those heroes that are left in the pool are what? There's Void on the lane, there's Slark, there is Juggernaut as well,
Dire team battle.
and something like Jug would be really good versus the Phoenix and versus the Batrider, but the hero is just so dead right now.
Yeah,
It would be great for their lineup, but it's so dead.
it's really
just
hard to
not a
make
hero.
work, and it's also it ran into an issue when it was being the counter call, right? Where it's like you use the spin, you get rid of this Ignis, but then you don't do anything. At least with a Phoenix, you're killing the hero. But if this is a support Phoenix, right, you're willing to throw that underneath the bus, especially in the early fights, and Jug's potential is just wasted.
Interestingly enough, Modus Unity, they ban out the silencer. That's something that FlyToMoom has done. Iceberg has played silencer on mid, but it makes me think that they're thinking that one of these heroes isn't at position 5. Like silencer plus bet is an old school combination too. You jump in with the lasso, then you global silence. But I don't see why you would ban out the silencer. Shouldn't TA be fairly good on that lane? Like she
Maybe.
should be fine. Even if he wins, you can go into the jungle.
Yeah.
Even if he wins.
I think they're just still scared about the Underlord. Like, the Underlord is their get out of jail free card, right? The Batrider already makes it hard enough, but if there's a global silence, you're never escaping. And that's Modus's only real way of disengaging from this team lineup. They don't really have great retreat other than Underlord.
Slark banned out, and they picked up the. I mean, I expected something that can deal with TA, and the Razor is definitely one of those heroes. Maybe they can even set the Razor on the sideline versus Underlord and PL mid, like you called it. That's also an option. But I didn't expect Silencer. However, Slark, that we called, has been banned out, and now it's on Modus Unity to find something else on that position 1 that can deal with the bat.
They need a
Um,
hard mid-game timing, right? Because they can't go too late against this PL, and the Razor's going to bully super early. Maybe something like Ursa or a Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker's not a terrible pick this game, right?
Definitely. Not too terrible, but I'm just thinking Jug is definitely out of the option. Void isn't that great too.
I think I was looking at the Bloodseekers, maybe like you can bully the lane, maybe you compete. I feel like I go lifesteal or something, just the Weaver, okay.
Actually, Weaver is really good.
Yeah.
Weaver is really good. It's decent versus Batrider on the lane. Also deals with Phoenix. Phantom Lancer is a problem that they have to find a solution somewhere else, not on their position 1. And I believe the solution will be in Underlord's DK Fogus's item build. If he gets Crimson Radiance Shivas sometime in this game at some given point, then PL starts to just fall off and doesn't do nearly as much. By the way, look at that cute set on 3 on Slayer. He even has an
It's a new
owl
one.
on him. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I was tempted to nab it. But you know what? The pound is
I
worth
love
less
money
now.
more. I'm not gonna buy
Yeah,
it,
exactly, dude. The pound is worth less now. It costs more than treasures used to. I don't know if I'm okay with that.
but still, I like the set though.
You know how it is. We sustain ourselves on freebies that people send us and Gaben gives us.
Is that the same owl that Batrider is riding? Is it like
Yeah, it's
her
his son.
sister or something? Yeah, son. All right.
There's a whole family reunion going on here in FlyToMoom's draft. And funnily enough, actually, most of them fly as well. You got the little owl representing Treant. The only one who doesn't have some sort of flying element is the PL. Disappointing. But yeah, I like that they went for the Weaver over, because we mentioned the Jug. The other option they had is Lifestealer, right? Those are the classic counts to Batrider, but I feel like Lifestealer still doesn't really have a place as a carry that feels good right now.
Not in this lineup, at least. He would have even no vessel that would carry him across the map. He would be really slow. Also, would be forced to go for the Radiance build, which isn't optimal in this game. For their position 1, that is, as it puts the position 1 and position 2 on a really long down timer. So they would have to wait until like 17-18 minute mark before they join the fights.
And I love that the Weaver kind of complements the idea of the Bloodseeker as well. It's something that amplifies the damage the TA can do in the fights with the minus armor side of things. Especially when you consider some of these heroes don't really deal with swarms on them very well. A lot of these heroes on the side of FlyToMoom have slow attack speeds. Especially the support duo.
All things said and done, I still think that FlyToMoom definitely have a really, really good lineup, and they drafted very well. They have a strong combination of supports. They have a good matchup on mid lane. They have a hard carry that can scale really well versus Modus Unity's cores. I think they have everything that it takes to take this game. But Modus Unity in that last match as well versus MR, they just outplayed them. They played super well and they won it, so anything can happen.
Yeah. Won't be as easy as the last game because, as we said, the FlyToMoom people, they're more familiar with each other. They've played together longer. There's a little bit more coherency in the way that they play the game as 5. They've already started Free Heroes box. They're trying to get the good matchup, see if they can actually force out an early rotation from Weaver. Get the better trade. Looks like Weaver will get the better trade of the runes. Modus do in general as they pick up 3 runes. There's a dive through, but I always want to fly though.
Lich might die here.
Might is the wrong choice of words, Liz. He's gone.
Yeah, but they are gonna lose all bounties. If Weaver goes for the right one, that should be... Nah, he's not gonna go. He's not gonna check it.
I'm surprised.
Maybe he thought that
They
one of
TP
them
maybe.
took it. Nah, like Phoenix took it, then came in. I don't know what he thought, but he should have taken the bounty.
This is just classic cores. Carries, boss ones especially, not thinking about runes.
Also, his block...
worked against him.
Yeah, is this really what you want to be doing? Because you will push in. I guess he thought it through, because he did block. Usually you don't block it. But if you block it like this, it gives Lich an opportunity to go back and pull. So.
Moving up one. And meanwhile, Iceberg. Alright. Just giving a freebie. Young G's Korra came a little bit too far forward. Can easily happen against Razors, right? Because they static link you, they chase on you, and then they just turn around and one-hit your Korra.
That's how it used to be. But remember the changes as well.
Yeah, you have to attack the static link target. But once it breaks, right? Although
Once
I don't think he had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just a casual right-click.
He didn't have it because it was on cooldown. You already used it, so...
So just a mistake made by Young G. So this top could have some kill potential for FlyToMoom though, because Slayer is dodging out the Weaver, which is obviously the logical counter, or one of the logical counters to dealing with the Trine on lane, is picking a hero that can't be impeded, the Shukuchi. But...
And when it comes to CS, right now Razor is dominating 9-3 TA. Iceberg doing really well, followed by PL, and then Undervoid and Weaver. So the side lanes are kinda evenish. Also, you know what? This is pretty cool. You static link and you start your salve. And then you just follow them, you heal up, you attack them, and you're salving up. They can't turn to right click you.
Especially when they're basically a melee hero. CA suffers from that issue. Top is an interesting trade back and forth between Rubik and Trine. There's a lot of damage reduction available to Modus on this lane, so it should be hard for him to die. And if Slayer's not careful, he just might get casually popped in situations like this.
TSA is lurking around. He has his Fade Ball to work with. But Slayer is salving up now, so... Bottom lane, Phoenix. Oh,
dive away.
Is he?
Nope, he's just about okay. He got under the tower, so the armor did kick in.
Barely survives there.
Be careful with that combo. Batrider can be more or less ignored by Weaver in this lane to try and go for the easy kills onto the Phoenix every time.
As long as he has dive, he will not die. But he was really, really close there.
Yeah, you just be careful about how he plays this lane. It's awkward because you feel like you need to contest the first few waves because Phoenix, especially as a support, we've seen this time and time again, it's one of the most greedy support options you have. desperately needs 6, and then even then feels like it desperately needs 12, so its egg isn't just an insta-kill in fights.
I mean, when you're playing him as a position 5, it's fine if you throw a couple of eggs, even if they die. Especially in this game, because you have Treant on your side too, so he will be able to set it up so that your egg does not die. They have a lot of potential when it comes to combo wombos on FlyToMoom.
Definitely. And the start of the lanes isn't looking too bad. Batrider is doing pretty well in CS so far. So when you've got more denies on a Weaver on a lane, you already feel good about it. These one flies just wasting their time again. Just feels like a kind of bait and switch, right? Like, yeah, please just keep harassing me while my Batrider constantly free farms.
It's a difficult lane for Weaver. You can't really go on the...
Oh, Weaver, he's in trouble. He does have the one, though. Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. I was actually thinking that Phoenix might be in problem if Weaver just turns. As he had Sukuchi there. If he was bold enough, maybe he could have went.
Oh, now they're going. Always want to fly. He didn't back up fully. And does die as a result. However, Weaver's going to get low. Does still have the big one. Flame break will come out. He can still die. Yep. Ticking him down and just about lives. Courtesy of Kikid using that Sinister Gaze.
That Sinister Gaze just came right in time there. Also, Phoenix, he has Fire Spirits, but he needs to pre-cast them before Weaver hits him with... just because of that third spell, Gemnet attack.
Yeah,
Always
hitting out
on a fight.
twice.
He was so low, 2 hits, and he only has 1 armor. He just dies instantly.
Yeah, I wonder if it would have been more value to get your hands on just a Ring of Protection casually. Top. TSA will try and TP it away. Just about escapes. However, he went to his tower and has 1 tango.
He's fine. He's buying salves. Everyone has its own courier.
Under attack.
You get yourself some salves and you're good.
It is a slow courier, though, and there is a ward, so they know that he's low, which means they could now try and harass Underlord away. However, I think Bogus is over the hump,
though.
right? Yeah, he's over the hump where he's got 2 points in Atrophy Aura, so he hits a lot harder.
He pretty much can stand his ground and fight the 2 of them, and he won't be bothered.
Yeah.
Bracer, Ring of Protection, 2 levels in Atrophy Aura, like you mentioned before. Completely good.
You're kind of at a point now where Rubik's almost just useless on the lane, right? Like, you can just self-sustain, and you'd rather have him try and find a way to be active on the map.
At least he can get some experience here. But what would be really good from Rubik is if he moved mid and protected that tower while TA farmed the jungle, that is. Because TA is being crushed on mid lane. Iceberg is 40 to 24, TA is 17 to 1. At some point you have to cut your losses and just move into the jungle. And Young G, he did it a couple of times, but he's desperately trying to go back into the lane, and he just gets nothing out of it.
Exactly.
Weaver, bottom.
Going in. Always want to fly. Doesn't go down first. They actually get the big kill on the Weaver, and they might chase for more. He keeps being slowed down a lot, but no flame break for 5, and Rubik does rotate. I'm really glad he done this. Fade Bolt. No, he got rid of the Swarm. Just about gets out of range, so they can't kill. Always want to fly in general backup as well. Does have a big 1 to work with.
Yeah, some rotations from Moose supports aren't as great as they used to be in that MR series. Like if Rubik stayed mid, maybe it would be more beneficial for them. But yeah, it's definitely FlyToMoom's laning stage. They've won it.
Definitely. I get why they're trying to play around bot though, right? Like the Weaver, that combo can find kills. Your Underlord shouldn't really find kills, but he should just harass people out naturally. And your TA is already struggling a lot and wants to be left alone. But as you said, it's about that tier 1 tower, making sure that Iceberg doesn't have ease of access to your jungle.
Yeah, prevent him from rotating. Because what will he do after he takes that tier 1? He's going to start rotating across the map and taking objectives elsewhere. So just prevent him from being able to take down this tower.
I might try for a kill. Creeps have been burnt through right now. The dive through always want to fly. Young G will TP away as he gets the worst of it and actually cancels. Oh, wait. We have a... That's right. They've only removed 1 shrine from each side of the game so far. Gaben has left us 1.
He thought that Razor is going to dive him, so he TP'd because of that, not because... Yeah.
Hey, it's a nicer thought that he forgot. Maybe pros are just starting imagining the game. Like, they're prepping for the next patch list when the other shrines get removed.
Man, did you stop running to the side shop to buy stuff? I actually
Yeah, it
stopped.
took quite a while, but
It took quite a while, but I stopped too, and it's gone now. Lich, bottom lane, and Phoenix.
always want to fly. It's fine for the moment, though, because that attack speed debuff is still under Weaver. So it looks like they'll get the kill on Lich and back away, and Weaver has to back up as well because Flame Break's coming off cooldown soon. Meanwhile, top. Razor with the rotation. TSA, he's just dead.
Always want to fly on the bottom lane. Gets clipped by Chikirao.
Alright.
Uses that Sukuchi and gets on top of him.
Praise again. The ping did come out top. Focus realizes that actually they've been playing under vision under their own tower. So that should get dewarded next. And maybe Rubik or whoever else comes up, he'll feel a little bit more safe next to their Underlord. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like they just keep ending up back in this top lane, and I just don't know what TSA is meant to do here. Like, sure, you can lift back into the Firestorm, but you shouldn't really ever kill V2. But, last two out. We've taken a lot of damage. He doesn't have 6 either. Does have the big one, though, in general. No way to escape this. With the Swarm still on, they will dive, looking for the kill. Does stay alive. Weaver was low on HP as well.
Yeah, so far it's definitely very favorable lane for Batrider and 3, and they've been winning it. Well, Batrider and Phoenix before. Now Phoenix has rotated mid. He's getting those greedy levels that you talked about earlier. It's pretty good. I love the fact that TSA also moved mid, so both of these teams understanding that their supports need some boost after the laning stage, and they let them go mid.
Especially when you only have one tome each at the 10-minute mark. Would love Gaben to give those back to us, please.
And when you have a combo such as 3 and Phoenix, you want both of these supports to get level 6 as soon as possible.
Exactly. Slayer. Oh, he's trying to stop this. General's going to move across, pushing him away, but that doesn't stop him from chanting the words that give them XP. However, it won't stop Kiki from dying. And top. Oh, Focus. He got the one there as well.
Yeah, so they didn't get any experience on the side of FlyToMoom. A bit of a mess up.
Big critical mistake as well. As you mentioned, they won that combo online as quickly as possible. But now both their supports are stuck at 5.
Same can be said for MU actually.
Yeah, but their
Rubik level 5,
combos,
Lich level 5.
ults
But
aren't
their
as
combo,
big.
It's not nearly as big. These two supports can work on their own. I mean, same can be said for FlyToMoom, but they're just so much stronger if they're together.
Yeah, it's that unlocking of potential, right? It really comes into its own when you get 6 on Tree and Phoenix.
I love this rotation from PL as well.
Yep.
He goes down bottom lane, Underlord.
Overgrowth.
You can't do anything to him.
Still, Overgrowth in return, but he did get the tree grass down, so Rubik's still slowed down. They should be able to finish him off.
Has lived, but
Yeah, good luck guessing which one. Still chased. Nice route coming out, but they got the Spirit Lance out in time. They dive around the back here. Kikid retreats under his tower. Bogus decides they need to get out of dodge. We'll take them back to the base. And that means they're going to surrender the tower here. However, the Ticks, they're going to get the kill to Kikid first.
yep, they take down 2 supports. They did delay this push for a few extra seconds, which allows Weaver to actually almost take down the tier 1 on the top lane on his own. So the trade, when it comes to objectives, is a little bit favored for Mo, but at the same time, it's FlyToMoom that gets all the kills.
Absolutely. Just an inability to get control of this tier 1 tower, and then it becomes a bit of no man's land for MU to play around this bot area of the map.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Always Want to Fly has also got 6 now. Overgrowth will be off cooldown in 40 seconds, and they'll probably try and force a fight at that stage. Possibly around the tier 1 mid, which still stands for Mu.
You just go for objectives, right? You go for objectives and you force these big team fights. That's what your plan is. If you're FlyToMoom, you play as 4 around Razor and you just let PL alone. Let him get his Manta, let him get his Diffo, and after he gets all the farm that he needs, you fight with him.
And they're trying for a kill on Focus now. It'd be a hard one, though. Even without the Dark Rift, he's so goddamn tanky.
Yeah, PL just abandon that, go instantly. Sometimes, like, you go for a hero and you don't, like, even these pro players.
You
they're
forget,
basically-
right?
Yeah, you forget just how tanky he is. Mid lane, Iceberg.
They're going for him. That's the tier 2.
There's
They
double
really want to
damage.
dive. He needs to static link right now to reduce the damage a little bit. Has the fairy fast, so there'll be a time lapse back straight away. Weaver is not risking his life for that one.
That's
But
what
the
travels
pings.
on that.
Look at mid. Slayer comes around the back of the Overgrowth, and the tree grass is already down as well. Young G pushed back on the wrong side of it. and dragged towards his death. They commit the egg just to ensure that nothing can happen. However,
Egg will die.
yep, TA got one hit in, which is enough to ensure they could come in and finish it off. And Weaver, with the DD still running, is chasing his Slayer. Will go for the TP away, but the leaf is there. And there's a steal. He does get the leech seed.
Maybe, just maybe that egg wasn't necessary in that situation. But when you're a position 5 and you're an egg, and you're a Phoenix, sometimes you just use that egg to prevent them or to discourage them from chasing you.
It's the I want to contribute egg, right?
Exactly, but it's a level 1 egg. It just dies. It just falls so easily.
They're trying to defend this tier 1 mid. Focus is going to try and get Seam out, but we've seen this before. Kikid, he's like, please, don't leave me out again. The Chain Frost is bouncing around a lot, but they didn't get TSA out. He did make it back to the tower, however, and they're still bouncing that Chain Frost around with him.
They lost the tower, and they only got the Lich in return. More happy with this. We were at the same time farming on the bottom lane, getting some more farm, going for that Maelstrom. This is a build that we've seen from them, from this particular player actually yesterday.
Yeah, I think you have to go this way, right? Rushing a Diffu doesn't change much of the next 5 minutes for you as a Weaver. You need to be ready to catch up with the PL, because he's accelerating.
It helps. It helps with the farm. It also helps with PL overall, so it's a good build.
I also always want to fly looking as well. I wonder if he'll... I haven't got anyone building into an urn.
You can go for Vessel this game if you're Phoenix.
Yeah.
Overall, Vessel is an awesome item on Phoenix as it boosts your damage quite significantly. And also, in this particular game, it's good versus Underlord because he has so much HP. It would help out.
That's what I was wondering. So I think they're going to try and get him solo XP so he can get a quick 10 and get his GPM talent.
Yeah, but you can also just give him... He could also go for something like a Whale or full utility as he's a 5.
Moltrin... If you'd like Meteor... I think Meteor Hammer is the way you go this game, right? If you can get the gold.
Definitely not a bad choice, but it's an item that can be kind of bad in competitive games because sometimes you just can't hit them properly. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't hit them. You also split push and always want to fly. He's dead.
You can split push, but if you don't have control elsewhere, it's hard to set it up from time to time. Getting something like a blink, it's less flashy. It might not do as much, but it's more reliable because you'll be able to get on top of them and use that overgrowth. Or maybe 4-staff even is alright.
That's what I would say. 4-staff maybe is better because there's a lot of uncontrolled AoE damage from Moo that you want to try and drag out of. He's just doing what he always does. He's making sure he gets kicked from the team soon. Oh god, Batrider's gone. Overgrowth, a little bit too late to make a difference. However, he might get killed to Rubik. And he'll just TP away, so thank you very much. I think he could have stayed and fought that. Because they might have been able to re-engage.
There's a Weaver there as well, very close. So
the Weaver's gone very deep, all time-lapse away. And all the while, look what PLs have been doing in the bot lane.
They're creating a bunch of space for him. They're playing it really well as 4.
Yeah, and this is rough for Focus because he just got his hands on his Atos and immediately it's just counted out by the Manta arriving. So he has to look for different targets as a kill, and we've already talked about the amount of kind of AoE control and pick off that the FlyToMoom have.
This
in the
Atos isn't the most common pickup on Underlord, right? But it's a good item for him because it stacks really well with Pit of Malice. You use Atos, then you use Pit of Malice, and they're just stuck in that forever. Or Pit of Malice into Atos, doesn't matter.
I think
also,
historically...
it gives you that long range disable.
Exactly. I was going to say, historically, it's not been like the item you go to, but I think ever since the patch drop, people have been exploring this hero again. It's either that or yours, right? Because you can just Pit Malice, as you said, then use your item, and then Pit Malice
again. Huge fight coming up.
Iceberg, Chain Frost, bouncing around a little bit, across to the creeps as well, and Iceberg's in a big mess. Will go down. Well, looks like that's all they'll find, but that's all they need. They want to be in the pit anyway. Iceberg does have buyback.
You have Batrider, you have Phoenix around the egg. Their Roche potential is huge.
Overgrowth in 10 as well. Lasso, drag out, egg, throw him pretty far back to zone them out of the pit and enable the kill onto the root for free.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that was the best way to use that egg.
Yeah, and now he's just gonna die.
Straight into the pit.
Ooh,
he has dive. He shouldn't die, but Roche will.
You say that, he took 2 hits and lost half his health, so don't underestimate this Weaver's ability to one-punch man him. Slayer has got the Overgrowth still. It's just being thrown out to keep Batrider away, and Overgrowth has been used. They need to dive in, but it's a little bit too early to try and yoink that Aegis. Boas will go down. They push away from the Aegis, but Young G picks it up just in time to need it. He does go down. Trink gives his life for the cause. Weaver will run away. Now TA, guys. Young G's like, where's my team? They don't even care about Young G. They're ignoring him completely. They're chasing even deeper. They see TSA. They can bring him down. They'll lift the stop back rider moving across to get Young G. But they're still hot on him. They delay it by a few seconds, but General is so fast with that haste rune. Push
They
back.
have no detection, but he...
Buyback's forced out. Atos out as well. General in a bit of trouble. Doesn't have Firefly for 5 seconds, so he should be going down. The burn from Always Wanna Fly does absolutely nothing.
So they have a team that has a really strong combo. You have this 3 plus Phoenix, but they use it so poorly. I think they anticipated a fight. They anticipated that TA and the boys are gonna leave the Rosh pit and fight for that Rubik's life. But they just let Rubik die and they move back because the egg was committed. And once that egg is committed, overgrowth isn't nearly as worrisome. You don't care about it. So they got almost 3 Rosh. They do lose the Aegis instantly, but they take a decent team fight for them.
Yeah, it's been a little bit questionable from FTM. The beauty of this combo when it was...
Discord there.
I was to say, the beauty of this combo was picked up a lot is it's just very easy to execute, I want to say. Like, it makes it sound very skillless, but that's not what we're saying, right? Like, the reality is, you go and you
The
overgrow.
reality is you have to be a pleb to miss it. It's so easy. You go in with the tree, you press R, and then you dive over.
And then you press
ridiculous
Q and R. Wow,
press
free button
R.
combo.
It's pretty goddamn easy. When it comes to combos, it's probably the easiest one to use.
Maybe you just give shared unit control and let one of you do it. Weaver.
Rich?
Uh-oh. Time lapse away from that straight away. Atos is out early on the Razor. Bit Malice follow up as well, dive through, and the egg is going to be dropped. They need to get on top of it right now, but there it is, the last two, the overgrowth control. They need one more hit, but they can't get the egg. There it is, just in time. Focus might still go down though, because the static link has been run a long time. Iceberg cleans him up, and despite them killing off the bird, it cost them the entire fight and the entire team.
There you go. You see? Ease. You press R, and then you press R, and that's it. 2 buttons. And even though, like you said, they killed the egg, but they wasted so much time on it that they inevitably all died. It didn't matter. And imagine what happens when this Phoenix is level 12. Then you don't even hit that egg. You don't even kill it. And he's gonna have halberds soon.
Yeah.
Like the lineup of FlyToMoom is extremely difficult to lose with. Like that's all. It's difficult to mess up your skills.
The best part is he died, instantly picks up some reading material, and almost has that level 2 egg now, courtesy of the tome. So it won't be long. So now if you're MU, you're going, okay, do we actually have a solution for this, guys? I mean, we're building a BKB on the Weaver. Great. The Underlord still doesn't hit fast at all. What's going on?
Я летаю вжу, я Андроха муха вжу. Я на айсберге сижу. But who's writing this?
I don't know. An admin? What is going on?
I'd like Kepka и Bogdan вжу.
This is just the admin's so annoyed at how simple this combo is. It's like, yeah, you see, you just press egg.
This is wait.
What is going on?
This is how do you mute him? This is like some fanboy or something who broke in the lobby and he has the. But this is bad.
Yeah, this is really bad.
This is pretty bad. The general is just telling him, "Can you please let us play without chat? Dota chat mute everyone." But he's basically writing a poem about players, and it's not really too flattering.
Oh no.
Muh, by the way, that's a fly. Always wanna fly. They're basically calling him a fly. Да я fly, простая муха, залетаю в эту суку. Right.
Well,
Залетела муха в блюдо. Сколько ланов выиграл fly? Oh, never mind. Now he's just playing.
okay. Well, I got a poem for him. Roses are red, violets are blue. You're a dick. Now leave this lobby of Dota 2. There's always someone who has to ruin the games.
He's just writing. He's just literally writing to always wanna fly. That's all.
I know, right? And fans are wonderful things, but the
you know
boys
what?
are here
I like
playing
it.
games, you know?
I like it because always wanna fly usually flames me in pubs, so I like to see this shit happening to him.
In a pro game, Liz. Come on.
I don't care. Let it all burn.
You know, some people, they're drawing lines. And you're like, that line looks like it just needs to be sorted up. Anarchy. Pure anarchy. Let's just get more fans in lobbies. You know, let's take the next step. Let's allow fans to do the drafting. Pretty sure that got done with a tournament or two. All right, I think they're just going to play. Is he stopped? Did they find the way to kick him? I think they did. All right.
No, they all muted him,
Okay.
I guess.
He has been ignored. He is the unwanted child of the family right now. And we can get back to the dotes.
But that's how you mess up FlyToMoom's combo. You play with their heads, right? You mess them up, and now
You have
they're
him
thinking
looking at
about
the
something
chat for
else.
too long.
Yeah, they're looking at the chat. They don't. You know what? These pauses are super distracting. They happen, and you forget like what your plan was. You remember the plan, but the intricacies get lost.
The plan is simple. Drag, kill, link, kill. There's a lot of linking and a lot of killing, actually, for FTM. Also, in fairness, Liz, you mentioned yourself, it's a hard combo to forget. You press R and you press R.
That's also very true.
Alright. Things will calm down for a moment as the outpost bot is capped and Fogus is trying to get on the map and find a new objective.
He's still writing, by the way. I didn't mute him.
Yeah, I'm gonna...
Don't. Let him.
We haven't forgotten you. We wish we could. Well, that's happening. FTM, they take down another tower. They just gonna try and pressure high ground. They can. They can force them all back to their base. Knock, knock. Even with the frost shield, it's doing a lot of damage to this tier 3 tower. And there you go. They get them all back to the base and say, okay, now we'll back off and farm the rest of the map because you're stuck inside. If anyone else wants to join in and give poems next game, the password for the lobby is 19996 Jabed.
You probably muted him, but I still.
I haven't muted him.
Writing.
He's still. I've got the command. I'm gonna. There we go. He's gone. I've done it. Pulled the trigger. Bang. Gone. All right. Now, well, see, Liz isn't even giving us analytical points anymore. He's too busy translating in his brain what's being said.
My analysis of this
Press
next
R,
teamfight
press
is
R.
press R. Slayer and Phoenix, all eyes on these two boys. Like Moo, they have to somehow get a lot of items on this Underlord in order to sustain all the damages they're taking. Some Crimson on Underlord. I believe he should have rushed it instead of going for Atos. Pipe plus Crimson was much more important in this game.
Definitely. But he wanted to be the let's make plays Underlord, right? Because typically you look to your offlane to be a bit more of an enabler these days, as opposed to the old kind of, you know, build Pipe, build Crimson. It's more build Helmet Dominator, build Blink Daggers, build these items to get you pick-offs like the Bat Rider does. Just needs to play his own style instead of trying to do what a Bat Rider can. That was an ambitious swarm. This is an ambitious move by Weaver. They're going to move across and see TSA. Rubik is screaming, why? Oh god, why right now? And the last who comes out, Weaver joins him in the grave. He's not saving anybody. However, Young G might get out. Maybe they've saved one member of their team. Still cost them.
That route that was stolen by Rubik basically saved TA. So it's good that he used it. However, on the back, Weaver died. So it was still a very costly team fight for Moo.
Starting to get worrying. You're approaching the point where V2 just takes over the game. You know, he's got his Basher now with his Diffu. He's going towards the Silver Edge next. The gang bush will begin soon. Well, actually, the gang bushing's been going on for a while. Focus will at least get out here. But forced to use that rift here means that he has to play defensive for now 2 minutes.
It's difficult to take the Underlord down. He's still very beefy, even though he doesn't have those usual saving items, Hood and Crimson. He's still very tanky, and he has his ultimate to work with.
All right, starting to see the tier 3s coming out, by the way. We have got a Titan Sliver on the side of Moo. But they don't really have heroes that use it amazingly well, I want to say, right? Like, TA's not bad, but it's not like your big, bulky strength carries.
Maybe Weaver will carry it, right? Yeah, they give it to Weaver. For the status resistance as well, I think that's...
As he's always being lassoed.
a lot.
Oh no, the first hit bash. Oop. Time lapse away in time. The lift's going to come out of V2. Now they can't get through him in time, and the egg is down. They need to deal with it, but it's so far back. They just need to retreat.
Good. This is the first good team fight for Moo in a long time. the egg was used, and then they just retreated because Tree didn't have his ult and he wasn't nearby. However, Lasso.
Pick off. They know he has no escape because Underlord, he used it top with the Dark Rift to get away. This time, there is no Uber out. Instead, FTM giving an alternative to get back to base. The Overgrowth follow-up looks beautiful. They find Rubik. Weaver, the foul hit comes down to him as well. And now, even throwing a disarm to Lich, they don't want to take any chances here. They'll blow up 4 members of Moo, and they can even look to hit the high ground now.
Yeah, they're just being handled. Even without this big Wombo combo FlyToMoom, they just have everything they need. They're 12k ahead, and this should be your high ground push.
They heard what we said, Liz. They're like, what? We don't need to press R twice. We'll press it individually at this stage in the game, and it'll still work out. The good news for Moo is they're dying so much, their levels are so low, it's the longest time on the sideline, apart from the TA.
Yeah, you're really good at making these silver linings, by the way. They are dying so much, they're low level, they respawn fast. That's not really something that you're proud with.
I used to call this the sin strategy, right? If you die so much, you just keep coming back. Short time on the sideline. The Cinderin. Every time, I remember a few months back, I always used to tune in and see him playing Nick. So I was like, I wonder how this one's going. It'd be like 1 kill, 16 deaths, and like, just making sure he's out on the map more often to give vision, I guess. And they are out on the map right now. Modus, they're hunting. This is desperate, though. This is like someone must be hanging around here. They're greedy people. They wouldn't just leave completely after a tier 3 tower.
They're just trying to get anything they can, but they aren't able to. They're lacking in catch. Like this, I don't understand this lineup of theirs. It's lacking a lot. It's lacking so many things.
Yeah, it's like for the cause you picked, it might have been worth having a support that has some solid catch. Don't get me wrong, Rubik's okay in some situations, but it's reliant on what your opponents offer you, right? And
it's also reliant on what items you go for.
Exactly.
And
moving in,
they're going
smoke
straight
breaks.
in.
BKB straight away by Weaver. Had to. Always Want to Fly has got the egg. They've used the Overgrowth, but Always Want to Fly is not throwing it out just yet. Now who used the egg? The disarmer's out to TA. They baited her in. She'll move away, but Weaver won't be so lucky. He'll go down without a chance to use time. That's Nella Lasso. Catches on the TA, drags her in. Underlord trying to TP away in time, but they're keeping them apart. TA and Underlord reach out with their arms, but they can never touch. As one lives and the other dies.
PL almost died in that whole engagement. He survives with 50 HP. This is the closest fight for Moon so far, considering that they were playing versus both of the ultimates of the Tree and the Phoenix. But it's just so difficult for them to fight when this TA, he has a BKB, but he was halberded, disarmed by Phoenix, and then he couldn't do any damage.
That's what I really love from Always Want to Fly. He didn't go, okay, Overgrowth, now just press egg. He waited for the TA to come to him, disarmed her, and then just waited a little bit longer. Realized they didn't actually need both of those abilities used at once to win the fight. Now Fergus, this ATOS build we talked about is even with the Crimson Guard, all he can do is try and split push, pull the map one way or the other. But your only kind of upside is that even though they're in the pit, FPM aren't the quickest Roches, even with this build on PL. The problem is you no longer have a shrine, so you have no easy way to get the TA out and ready to commit to a pit fight.
There are no big ultimates on the side of FTM at least.
They don't care.
So maybe you can fight.
Not if your supports get caught out like this. TSA is going to be lifted up and trying to actually move away, but General doesn't care. They already found Lich, and they'll casually right-click down the Rubik. As he dies, double kills achieved, and FTM say, right, the same time next week, back to the pit. We're not done with Roche yet.
You have a buyback on Lich, but now it's too late. Now the ultimates are also going up from the side of FlyToMoom, and they were a little bit too eager to approach Roche Pit, and I can completely relate to them. I know how they feel. They know that FlyToMoom is in the pit, and they know that if they don't fight there, they probably lose. So they're trying to do something. Maybe just go around, cast some spells, try to bait them out. They baited them all right. Sadly, they died as well. Sadly for them, that is.
Yeah, they baited themselves more than they baited their opponents, that's for sure. And now as Negus on V2, he also did get that Mindbreaker, which we're seeing some impact from. I'm wondering if there's really a neutral item. I don't think Moo got... They've only got one neutral item so far, so there's opportunities, but I don't think there's any godly item on show that could bounce them back on itself. Lasso. Oh wait, no, they didn't actually commit it. Where is Batrider?
Nah,
He's just hanging there.
That was Phoenix.
Yeah, that was
Invis,
three.
there
it is. He was waiting in a smoke behind the egg. Well concealed. Now dive in. You don't have an egg anymore, but you just want to zone them away so you can hit the buildings. And I don't think you can stop them either. Like, what's your entry kill right now? They're so goddamn tanky. Like, Firestorm slows them down a bit, but they just wait it out and go back in. And there's always the burn to counteract the damage. And now they jump in straight away with the Abyssal Art TA. It's just gone. Movement forward. Looking for more right now. The Overgrowth is going to be there. And Underlord, good luck. You're not going to make it out in time. GG is going to be called that I can't see because Poet Boy is still going. I had to mute him. But FlyToMoom take game 1.
Yep. FlyToMoom take game 1. Pretty easily executed by them. 22k ahead, 30 minutes in. I just think they won this game ever since the draft. The draft just allowed them to do whatever they wanted. The laning stage was really good. Mid 1v1 with Razor. Razor just dominated. On their offlane, Batrider and Phoenix were winning. On the safe lane, Phantom Lancer wasn't really struggling. And overall, their team fight was much, much stronger than Moo's. I don't know. It would have taken a miracle for Moo to win it. Or it would have taken a 6th player in the lobby, which you never know. It might happen the way things are going. But maybe in the next game.
Yeah, maybe if they have access to cheat commands and someone's able to join the team as a 6th, that could happen. But they're going to have to rely on that issue being fixed in game 2. And they're going to have to come up with a better plan than what they had in this one. Because as we mentioned, they kind of lacked the catch. You had heroes like Underlord trying to substitute the utility build for this catch build, which just didn't work. And FlyToMoom, they just kept it simple. They said, we're going to bully on the lanes. We're going to have a dirty-ass combo in our supports. And we're just going to keep running at you and pressing all our spells. Apparently that works more often than not in Dota. So Modus, maybe go back to drawing boards, simplify the draft a bit, get yourself a combo that works, and come back and force a game 3. Because FTM right now, they're cruising on through this first game. It's just a question if they can keep it up and make it a 2-0, or if we're going to need a 3rd game. That question will be answered in a few minutes' time. Stay tuned.